How we doing, folks? Circling up from the mosh pit. I normally don't check out too many mainstream artists on this channel because, well, there's more of an interest in the indie scene, of course, but also a lot of stuff isn't copyrighted. So I don't know if you're even going to see this video, but I have just learned about Igorrr, or Igorrr. I want to say it's either of those pronunciations. This band does a lot of variety. It's basically like like kind of multi-genre metal, but they add a lot of stuff. So this is a new album that just got dropped, and I want to check it out. It's called Amen. Let's go. Makes me think of like an infected mushroom, like trap style thing. Throat singing on top of that? Oh, bro. Oh. Okay, so half of y'all hate me for stopping. Try a reaction channel and see how you do have to actually stop and talk about things, okay? Shh. The way this is just, it's not just the bass or whatever they might be doing with the guitar to have that staticky. It could just be feedback. I don't know. It does sound like a lot of bassy stuff I hear in trap instrumentals, but having that and then it comes in with bass, like kind of a pulsing boom, boom, boom. And then the very scratchy vocals on top of that. It's not trying to go too many directions. It's like multiple voices coming together to add to it. Like, what on earth? Here we go. Whoa. There it is. That's what I'm talking about. Adding the choir into it. They do all this. They do this stuff all the time. It's so good. Okay. Nice. Oh, very cool. Okay, we switch it up, get the acoustic guitar in. Very nice. This is what I'm talking about, variety. Okay, we get the choir back in. And the throat singing, yo. Dude. The drums came in, and then it didn't go into a breakdown. It went back into singing. Oh my gosh. That's so cool. So good. Oh, and the dude. Yo. Oh, come on, man. You're gonna stop it again? Dude. It feels like they're still holding back. They're not going 200% yet. There it is. There it is. double bass little flick in there. Yeah. Where are you going now? Dude. Okay, so there it's it's in the offbeat that they're throwing in that china or that splash or whatever it is. That's so incredibly done. There's so much variety with the timing. Even with the guitar earlier, the acoustic guitar, it was going like so it was like keeping on that tempo, but then it was like so it like plays with that timing. It's like jazz fusion, but you can actually hear there's timing going on instead of it just going all over the place. You know what I mean? Hold up. What an intro. What an intro. And then you go into this little plinky piano. Like, this is what I am fascinated by with these guys. This is incredible stuff. There's so much variety. My gosh. This was what I first heard from them. This is what it is. Okay, so I saw a music video for this, for Headbutt. That's what it was. Yeah. This was the first song I heard from these guys, and I was immediately amazed at, I just didn't even know what genre they were. I knew they were metal, but I was like, where are we going with this? And then there's just so much variety. There's the choir, there's acoustic guitar, there's electric guitar, there's all sorts of different metal genres to it. There's metal vocals, but it just adds all of it so well. We get that blast beat on the snare. Just the tone is so different, or the interchange of energy from the guitar to the drums is so unique. Yep, and then we get the choir. And I saw a video of this, so I know they have live vocals, which is so cool. There we go. Dude, that moment of a change up followed with a purposefully off note from the piano, and then a little bit of glitchy EDM stuff on top of that. Dude, such a disgusting... It's a moment to not only be like, hey, we reached the end of the line, just to let you know, but also just kind of shake it up a little bit. Like, we're not going to let you know until you're listening how we're going to go into something different. Dude. There we go, back into that. So then we throw in the choir on top of that, and the drums is on the hi-hat instead of the ride. And it's not doing crazy double bass, it's just laying down a beat. And then we're back to the blast. And now the double bass coming in on that. So you're getting the chugging, but they're adding glitch on top of that. It just adds this extra layer of just like, it's just an energy that's just so chaotic to it. But it doesn't do it in a way that really takes away from the flow. It just adds like, yeah, we could just go, but it's like, instead we're going on top of that. And the vocals is getting that treatment too. Even on the last song, there was that scream and it went, and it just kind of like got swallowed up by the production. Such unique soundscapes that they're putting in these tracks. So good. This is the first full album I'm hearing from these guys, by the way, and I am just enamored with their style. I love this kind of stuff. That was nice. Going from the double bass to the snare being the one to lay down those doubles. Okay, and then now instead of on the snare, it's between the snare and the hi-hat. That's disgusting. That's gross. I love it. Yeah, so then you have those palm mutes on the guitar, bum 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 bum, and the drums are matching that. Like, just any band that is able to work together like that, it really does make the music so good. It's, to put it in the most basic concept, right? As to someone on this channel who might not really be into metal, right? And you're wondering, what the heck is this? The thing that I love so much about metal when I first heard a breakdown is when the guitar and the drums are following each other. Just that level of synchronicity. It adds to the oomph of that breakdown. Yeah, we're just in drop D guitar, maybe. And then it's the double bass just going on top of that. It just, the cohesion of it adds to that oomph of like, this is an intense punch that we're trying to deliver. I love it. So now we're back to that. Now we're changing it up, the timing. Listen to what they're doing with the vocals. Back to the piano. Dude. Just those little cosmetic pieces with the vocals. We'd heard glitchiness from them before. They added that on top of that. But then now it's just, it's going into the from the guitar and the drums. It just keeps adding to itself. And then pulling back a layer, bringing back in the choir, pulling back another layer, making the drums and guitar go back to what they're doing, and then add 2 more layers to what we did before. That I just love that level of production, but also even if you were to play it live and you can't add all those effects, right? There's still so much that they're doing trading off between the guitar, the vocals, the drums, the piano, that just shows such cohesion of, continually adding and making the song ebb and flow together. I love that stuff. Okay. Nice. I love choir music. That bass, the bass vocals coming through. Okay, I expected to go. Hey, I thought they were gonna go or like drop down to that. Give the vocals some bottom to it. Okay. When did this come out? I'm gonna go check. 1 day ago. That's awesome. Very cool. I don't want to keep sitting down. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna move this just a tad. Okay, it started to get. It was getting spooky. I thought they were gonna go to metal, but not yet. We're letting this sit. The little inflections on the voice. I don't know how to roll my R's. Oh my gosh. There's the guitar. Oh. If this isn't in the next Halo game, I'm not playing it. Storm the index, the library. Take out all the flood. So juicy. Nice bass. Really rattly. Oh. Okay, back to the... Wow. I keep looking to the vocals to give me clues of where we're going to go next. Okay, we went up. Now we're going down. Yo. Oh, that was disgusting. Oh. Dude. So listen, the guitar and the bass are working together. Okay. Ooh, that drumming is incredible. But then it's wait. This was how I pretty much learned to play the drums, was listening to metal music. I don't have a set, it's been years, but I still like listening for it and trying to figure out how that drum goes. Okay, so it's going from, on the right hand, it's going from ride to China. Don't, nope, sorry, never mind. Don't dinks, don't dinks, don't dinks, don't dinks. So, and then I think on the China, it's going to the bass drum. Oh wait, it's bass ride China, bass ride China. Don't tinks, don't tinks. That's so cool. I like that. sounds like they're pulling the string there. Dude, it sounded like, okay, right there it was like, boom. It didn't sound like they were sliding. It sounded more like they were bending that string. Boom, 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 boom. So good. My goodness. Wow. Oh, only 3 songs in. Oh. So blast beat, that's what I was talking about, where the, basically both of your hands are going da 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 to various degrees. There's a way you can basically learn to play the stick, but also move your hand in a certain way that you can play way more single strokes on a snare than you would think. And then falafel is a type of street food. So how we're going to try and put these together, I'm sure these guys are very well aware of how to do that. Okay. Ooh, that was tasty. So I'm just going to say, this is the type of drumming that I would not be able to do. I don't have the 4-way independence necessary. Even when they were going, we kept the hi-hat going, dun, 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 but then they would trade off between the bass drum and the snare, right? They frequently do that. So they're going, do, ka, do, ka, do, ka, do, ka, do. And there's a lot of variety that you can do with that. Just basically learning to keep your right hand, if it's on the hi-hat, just going. Doesn't matter what everything else does. And then you get so used to going bass drum, snare drum, bass drum, snare drum, maybe bass, snare drum, bass, snare drum. But then now being like, you know what? I'm just going to throw in a bass and maybe 2 more on top of that and then snare. And it just, you have to be able to know how to play around with that. And how that also ties into what the rest of the instruments are doing is so good. It's a level of drumming that I've never gotten to, but I always listen to it and hope and pray one day I could get there. Nice. Really love these instruments. So now we're doing a blast beat on the vocals. Ooh. This sounds like a synthesizer. There's that kind of Indian style chord. Back in the double bass. Okay. Back in the higher pitched vocals, okay. Ooh, it sounded like the drums for a second. It sounded like it was kind of slowing down for a second. It was starting the tom rolls a little bit later than I expected. And then we get that vocal effect on it. Nice. That was really, really cool. Feedback coming in. For any of you watching, type ADHD, so I know how many of you are at least at this point in the video. If you have ADHD, type I have. We'll see how one-to-one a comparison this is to ADHD. Huh. Ooh. Dude, just the way little bits and pieces of the beat came in at separate moments until now it's slowly coming together as a full beat. Oh. I could tell you the ADHD side of my brain is very pleased. Give the variety that builds on itself. So if I were to make a guess here, I would venture a guess that what they're doing is basically the drums are playing everything and the guitar is going boom, 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 or like whatever it's doing. But then in the studio afterwards, they're just putting so much suppression on it and clipping out certain parts of it. So it has this real glitchy kind of, flow to it. Because it sounds like that's a totally doable drum beat. It's not like they're putting a bunch of stuff together to make it sound impossible. It sounds very doable. They're just adding so much effects to it to just make it tasty and delicious. Ooh. I could see myself playing this, but I wouldn't be able to replicate it. Nice. See, that's the drums coming in. It's playing that beat perfectly. The fact it didn't just burst into a whole metal, like full-fledged metal version of it, it's staying in that sort of EDM pocket. That's such an ADHD thing. I love that. I love that stuff. And if some of you have no idea what ADHD is, you could look it up. It's actually a very interesting thing to look into. Just saying. Just saying to all the people who think we're making it up and that we don't exist or something. Ooh. Nice beat change. Ooh. Sort of chamber choir and harpsichord. Nice beat. Ooh. Nice. Dude. That's so cool. So they're keeping the same flow for the chorus, but they're adding that bassy undertone to it. So good. Oh, now it's just won't stop. You could even hear the sticks clatter. Oh, and that's the end. Sometimes you'll get really, really short songs in metal, and that was definitely one. I think a lot of people just, that's all they could think to say for the entire year of 2020. It was just, everything's going crazy. Mustard mucus. Ew. Ooh. Ooh, we get the bass in there. Oh, that's amazing. That's so good. Huh. Oh. This is what I'm talking about, dude. It's so good. Okay. So if I heard that right, that was ghost notes on the snare. So he's doing a roll. Like just throwing it in there, and you can do a quick little 3-stroke roll, just and if you know how to do it, it's something I never got far enough along in my lessons to learn, but like if you're doing a beat, like you just kind of throw in a little note. It's like it's very faint compared to a full intending snare note, right? Da, da. But then you can just kind of let it go afterwards and just kind of be like, da, da, do. Just a little slight accent afterwards. And so when you're doing rolls, there's plenty of ways you can just add like little extra notes into it very gently, and it just adds a little bit more note to it, so to speak. So he was also doing on the hi-hat. So instead of just do ka-do, do ka-do, ka-do, it was more like, so he's kind of building up from just a beat to these extra notes on the hi-hat, and then we're going into the snare. Oh. Did we get a... That sounded like a game over thing in a Mario game. Woo! So much of this is, from what I'm hearing, the guitar, the bass, and the drums all playing the same sort of, but they're taking time to accent at different points, right? If you ever play the drums, there's plenty of showmanship drummers out there that they can play the exact same beat for a whole solo. But because instead of going hi-hat, snare, bass, they'll go floor tom, ride, crash, snare, floor tom, hi-hat, second tom, or, whatever. And it'll sound like they're doing all these different things, but they're keeping the same pattern going. It's just they might, just change up what they're hitting during that pattern. So that's, oh my gosh, that takes a level of skill to keep all that together, especially with a group like this. So that's, I'm just amazed. Oh, and then we're going down into like a sludge beat. Dude, they just have so much fun with this, I swear. Bring in the slam. So you hear that, it's going, the guitar's going, and he's playing a blast beat on the snare, but then it sounds like it's just ding, ding, ding on the ride. So with ding, 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 ding on the ride. Oh my gosh. My gosh. Infestis. I thought this band was Swedish, but they have so many like Asian, Indian, just sounding instruments thrown in the mix here. It's so good. Snare rim clicks. And we're clicking on the strings, so. Okay, yeah, that's exactly what I thought I was hearing the last time. Dun 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 dun. Oh man, I forgot. I had it and then my brain lost it. But you're going 1 2 3 4 2 1 2 3 4 2 1 2 3 4. But then you're going 1 2 2 3 4 and 2. So you're still doing the same drumming. You've just gone into the offbeat. So it can sound like you're really throwing things off, but literally the drummer waited for one extra note and then came in. Like it's just, that's so good. That's so cool. Because you have to know what you're playing in order to go off beat and be like, okay, well, now I'm just going to go off, It's so good. See, it's the same thing with the guitar. It's just very small little thing you do, but just changing the timing of, what the drums are doing, even though it's keeping to the same tempo, just sounds so good. Sounds so amazing. Okay, really chuggy beat. I love that style. So there was that little moment with the that they just threw in a little bit of cymbal stuff. I really like when bands do that. I feel like Dream Theater was the first band I ever listened to where Mike Portnoy, the drummer, really would throw in all these different accents. And it just added to it, because for me, in my ADHD brain, it constantly gives variety. So you're not just going, you know, it adds so much to it. It's very, very engaging for that part of the brain. That sounded like the hi-hat was like very loosely put together, and it just kind of was left to rattle. So like you know, typically depending on where you want the hi-hat to be, the only reason why you would have it really loose or really close together is if you're stepping on the hi-hat pedal to give it kind of a psh sound. Because there's ways that if you know, do more with your left foot than just hold the hi-hat down, you can add little accent notes with the hi-hat going psh, 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 psh. And if you were to do a hi-hat splash, typically it would have to be a little bit far apart, because then you can go push, 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 push. You can add that effect to it. And you can do that as another accent note, as a cymbal, because it is a cymbal. You don't just have to hold it down, so then you can click against it with your right hand if you're doing a beat. This is assuming you're playing a right-handed drum setup. And I only say that because it sounds like it was really loose, and then you just gently hit it, so then they're just kind of like together, because hi-hats don't have the same tone as normal cymbals, because they're not really meant to be struck like a normal cymbal. They're meant to be together like that. So that's very interesting. I know, I'm geeking out about it. I was a drummer, okay? Give me a break. Yeah, so then that rattle at the end, it sounded like he just went and then just let it ring out. So maybe he was just playing it with the foot, just could be. There was a lot of production done on that too to give it that washed out effect. Very cool. I feel like that was the only fill I could understand on the drums. It sounded like like some crazy snare stuff was coming in. Nice. Sometimes you just gotta throw in a bleh. So that was very quick. They they faded that out immediately, but that was a wild howl of a scream. My goodness, I was not expecting that. Yeah, there it is. So instead of like he added a couple drum beats to take up that extra time instead of going back into the beat. And then when he goes back into the beat, he's off time. Or not off time, but he's at a different timing. That's so cool. Ooh. Is that the instruments we saw at the beginning? Or heard at the beginning? Nice, we get that singing back. Nice run on the guitar. Oh, and then we go back to that kind of droney sound. That's so cool. I like how, as much as this is very experimental in a lot of ways, there's many aspects of their production now that I'm hearing this whole album all the way through that they're sharing on pretty much every song, which is very, very cool. I like that. It's not everything all at the same time. In some songs they'll have choir, and other ones they won't. But the fact they have all of that, integrated in one way or another across a few different tracks, not just one track has all the choir and then the other one has all the, sort of groovy, sort of sludge metal stuff. There's a variety in it. I really enjoy that. Ancient Sun. I keep feeling like there's a bug on my shoulder whenever I hear that. Just, get your bug. Whoa. And adding that droning in to kind of sound like a synth, just sounds really nice. Oh. Ah, I love that stuff. Ooh, harp, okay. Ooh. That's so... I have never heard, except for instances where you're in like a cave or something or someplace quiet and there's a little bit of a doon 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 on the harp or something. I've never heard it played in a spooky way before. Or not really that spooky anyway. This is great. I just always expect it to come back down with something else, but it doesn't. Hold on. Okay, either they just played that on the guitar, or a liphophonium, whatever it's called, where it's that little wire thing and you just move your hands over it and it's like, ooh. Either they did that and maybe superimposed the choir vocals over that, or they played that on the guitar, or they did some really cool in-house editing with her coming in. Like it sounded like she was just pulled through a speaker. Check that out. That was so cool. It initially sounded like a guitar doing some little like whammy bar effect. Maybe they did. Maybe they traded off the vocals to the guitar at that point. But that's cool. One more time. So cool. Love how much oomph is in that voice, even though they're giving it a lot of echo so it sounds distant and soft. Oh, that bass. Yeah. Ooh, piano, okay. Oh, and the acoustic guitar. I was hearing that on top of it. It was strumming along with the piano. Ooh, back to the kind of Indian, Middle Eastern style cadence. Okay. Wow. This sounds like a very interesting song. Pure, disproportionate black and white nihilism. It's a bit of a longer one. Actually, it's only about 3.5 minutes. Nice. Just giving this almost like a trap or what is it? Funk almost elements over this metal and like choir infused thing is just so cool. I wanted to wait for the summoning to be complete. It sounded like it, and especially with the sort of crinkling effect that came in with the guitar, it sounded like something was literally molding or manifesting out of the earth or splitting out of a shell or a cocoon or something. Just oh, that was so cool. That was so cool. There we go. Oh, I love that kind of effect. Whatever chord or whatever instrument you call that with the, it just immediately evokes a sense of calm for me anyway. Ooh, nice bass. Ooh, that was something. That was a bass hit Michael Bay would be proud of. Oh, it got sucked up and away. Oh, come on. Oh, you kind of bring it down. I thought it was going to go, but it brought it down. I'm curious if that was sung or if in the studio they were like, and then like had it level out at a different key. That'd be really cool if they sang it like that. I will put money on that it was sung because I could hear from the basses, altos, sopranos, altos, or bass tenors, altos, sopranos. It sounds like they all kind of got to their last notes, you know, the notes that they hung out at different times, which shows like if a bunch of people are trying to go from here to here, not everyone's going to hit it perfectly. So I think they sang that. That's so cool. Et2 north 120 decimals, something like that. I like that when you go from finger plucking, you're not just plucking the notes, you're like strumming a chord, and then you're able to finger pluck that at the same time. I tried playing acoustic guitar many years ago. I took a couple classes, and it just wasn't for me. There's just something about it that I just don't have, which is fine. I don't have fine motor skills, but I have gross motor. I can play the drums. So give me sticks to hold instead of, the strings. But that is so nice. Ooh, da, 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 da. So she's singing that. But then the drums, instead of just going boom, 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 are going da, doomba, doomba, doomba. Like just adding, like, it's almost like, it sounds like a fifth. So like if you're playing on the piano, sometimes you can go ba-doom, 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 ba-doom. Like you can just go down the scale like that, or down the keys like that. Da-doo, 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 da-doo. It adds a little bit to it. So the thought of going doom, ba-doom, 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 that's a really nice effect. That's all I'm going to say on that. Very nice. That was wonderful. And the final one's silence. Okay. However they organize that, variety of instrumentation, they had to do that with the track list as well. I don't feel like any of the instruments are too ever far gone from each other that I forget, like, oh yeah, we had piano. Oh yeah, we had choir. Oh yeah, we had metal, There's such great work on everyone's part. Wow. Nice little fade in with the strings, only to pull back. And now there was more following it. This is just so chilling and whoa. So I'm sorry, the first thing that I heard was when it went back to the piano, it sounded like there was one stringed instrument following it and playing along with it, but then they brought in the like the, I'll just call it the swarm, the insects coming in. But I'm not sure. And that's okay. I'll leave it for later. Whoa. Silence has been disrupted. Oh, man. Makes me think of like the end of a Transformers movie where things are going south for our protagonist. It still has this glitchy effect to it as they're trying to transform or they're ripping each other apart. And then there's just this sad piano kind of, letting us in on that it's not going well and how sad it is. I wonder if we're going to go back into that or if we're going to go into full-blown metal for the end. That would be a great irony about a song called Silence. Squeaky strings kind of going along with the glitchy. I I feel like we're not out of the woods yet. We still have around 1.5 minutes left. Go, go, go. Da, 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 da. Whoa. It's like it's almost sad, but almost like chilling. Like something's coming and you don't know what it is. Wow. Is that how we're going to end this? Just a little classical refrain. No way. No way. I have chills all the way up and down my arms. There's chills all over my arms. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. So, first and foremost, absolutely incredible job on everyone's part. This was something. This was absolutely something phenomenal. So much variety with the instrumentation, so much variety with just how even the track list was organized. The titles kept me very much eager to like open my mind creatively. I feel like that's something I love about a lot of minimalist metal albums as well. Even the covers. If it doesn't give you something very specific to think about, you can kind of ponder it. Like for this whole time, I'm thinking, okay, we got daemoni, Latin, we get these ideals behind it, disproportionate nihilism, ancient sun, sure, we have ADHD and blast beat falafel, but it makes me ponder about the visuals we have here, some ancient deity here that's probably just sitting around and these people are reaching up to it, a variety of different things, trumpets trying to project praise out to it, people with bandages around their hands reaching for them, just like little squiggly fingers that look like demons in there. And the title of it, Amen, Let It Be So, that's what it means. It invokes such curiosity in my mind, and that's what I love about a lot of metal, where it doesn't tell you what to think about. It just gives you enough space to just kind of play around with it in your head. But that's all I have to say about this. This was absolutely fantastic. Please, if you enjoyed this, first of all, say ADHD in the comments, so I know how many of you got to the end of this. But check out this band if you liked any of this stuff. This was so good. I am so happy that I checked them out and finally got a full album underneath me with this. This was great. So incredible job. And we'll see if YouTube allows this to even be up. We will see. Anyway, thanks guys so much for watching. And that's all I got to say about that. Bye.